Quick cinematic video. Something I really struggle with, like, oh damn, boogie. Quick cinematic vid. Something I really used to struggle with was I always asked, like, why not me when it came to like dating girls. And this was obviously early on in my life, I'm talking like elementary school, middle school. As I got into high school, things started to change a little bit, started getting chose. Still happening to this day, but I'm playing, guys. I'm playing, but something I used to do was just always like ask myself, what was wrong with me? Like, why is she going for him and not me? I want to go ahead and just dead this whole thought process of like why you think you're not enough and like how that's just a trap and why you should stop comparing yourself to the bad boy or all these other archetypes that make you feel like you're inferior. You're not inferior, bro. Here's the problem. You think that if you love this girl too much, if you show her too much emotion, if you're too vulnerable, if you're too you, essentially, like realize what you're basically saying is if you're showing who you really are, if you show this girl who you really are, she's gonna leave you for somebody else. And that's a valid fear. It is. I'm not gonna lie, it's a valid fear. But let me also tell you why. Just because it's a valid fear doesn't mean it's the truth. Okay? First of all, you have to realize that one girl that you're associating all this, basically pedestalizing, this one girl that you're associating all this fucking, self-worth with, because that's what you're doing, man. You're like telling yourself like, okay, when she leaves me, then I'm not good enough. That's essentially what you're saying. And you probably don't even see it like that, but that's what you're saying. Subconsciously. You're saying that if she leaves me for somebody else, then that means that I wasn't good enough. No, bro. That just means that she wasn't the one. That's all it means. There's nothing more to it. Nothing more, nothing less. If you are showing who you really are, if you show a girl your true colors, if you're being authentic, if you're being yourself, and that girl doesn't appreciate it and she leaves you, bro, that's not your problem. That's not a you problem. That has nothing to do with you. She wasn't the one. Like, that's why it's so important to have an abundance mindset. That's why it's so important to know your worth. But you can't know your worth by seeking external validation. And a lot of times that's what it boils down to. Is like we look for these women and we want the baddest girl because having the baddest girls shows that we have the most value. And that couldn't be further from the truth. I feel like that's going to become one of my favorite sayings. That couldn't be further from the truth. But basically what I'm saying, man, is like, dude, you can have Beyonce, you can have insert whatever bad B you want in your life, like whatever that looks like. You can have her. And this is what's so funny. So I'm going to tell you guys a story. My celebrity crush is Mariah the Scientist. I've dated two girls that look like I've dated two girls that look just like Mariah the Scientist. Okay? I've dated two girls that look just like Mariah the Scientist. And I know that's not far-fetched. Look at me. Look at me. Sorry, guys. I'm feeling extra silly this morning. But I'm so not sorry, as Kevin Gates would say. I'm so not sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm in a good mood. But, two girls that look just like Mariah the Scientist, and guess what? I was still miserable. I still wasn't happy. Like, I thought, okay, having a girl that looked like this is gonna... if I get a girl that looks like Mariah the Scientist, then I can die happy. No, I still felt just as unfulfilled. And I know for some of you guys who are watching this and feel like, well, that doesn't change the fact that I want a girl that looks like Mariah the Scientist or whoever. It doesn't change the fact that I want something that looks like that. That's fine. And I agree. I believe that you need to experience having that. Whatever it takes to experience that, I believe you need to experience that just to realize that that's not going to make you feel any better about yourself. It's not. In fact, it's going to make you more clingy because now you're still associating your value to something outside of yourself. And if that thing leaves your life, you've just given it all the power to ruin you, to wreck you, to crush you. Now you're crushed because this girl that you associated value and self-worth to has left you. And see, that's what's funny. That's the paradox. You think that if you show the girl too much love or affection, or you're too genuine, you care too much about her, she's gonna leave. She's gonna leave you for somebody who doesn't give a fuck about her. No, what she's gonna do, what's really happening, but you can't see it because you're blinded by you're blinded by your ego, you're blinded by your self-bias. What's really happening is you're acting in ways that you don't even realize displays the lack of confidence you have in yourself and in your own worth without her, independent of her. A woman wants to feel like you know your worth with or without her. A woman needs to feel that energy, because if she feels like all your worth and all your your whole life is riding on her, dude, that's too much to bear for a woman. Women are too feeble to take on such a burden like that. And that's not to say that women are weak, but it's just to say that nobody can carry a burden like that. Nobody. So I retract my last statement. Women are not too feeble to... Women are too feeble, but so are men. We can't... that is just exhausting. You can feel that energy coming from somebody that's just like, you're my everything. But no, literally, you're my everything. If you leave, I'm dead. Or I'll break. That's just a lot of pressure. So that's why she leaves you for somebody who doesn't care. But really, it's not that he doesn't care. It's not that he's just an asshole and that he's a shitty person. It's that he loves himself independent of her. And that allows her to breathe. That allows her to settle into the relationship. And then from whatever happens from there, it just happens from there. But at least she can just be a woman and not have to carry so much of a man's feelings. That's a lot of pressure, bro. Because then, especially as a man, you have all these expectations. You need her to do X, Y, Z, and then you get mad, and then she has to worry about you beating her. It's just a lot, guys. So what you need to do is realize that it's not the woman that you want so badly, it's you that you want so badly. But what you've done is you've inverted the love. You've given all your love, self-worth, gratitude to this thing outside of you, which is a woman, a pretty girl. And you've now made it your God. No, you need to go back within. You need to go back inward and realize that it's not the woman that you're chasing. It's the love for yourself that you're chasing. But you think that in order to love yourself, you have to first obtain X, Y, and Z, money, a pretty girl, all these things. But no, man, you have to fall in love with you. You have to seduce yourself. You have to make love to yourself within. I know that sounds weird, but you have to be of a higher conscious to even really understand what I mean when I say make love to yourself. It's you. You're the prize. And I don't mean it in a fucking weird red pill way. You're the prize. She should be chasing you. But it's no, you should be chasing yourself. It's not about anyone else chasing you. It's about you chasing yourself, your greatest self, your higher self. The you that knows it's enough. The you that loves yourself. I feel like I've said everything I needed to say, guys. I hope it lands.